And now I'm zooming all the way up to Europe and to Berlin, where I say hello to Vanessa Borkmann, Professor Dr. Vanessa Borkmann, who is with the Fraunhofer Institute, the IAO, and say hello to you. Hallo, guten Morgen, wie geht's?
Hello. Hello, Nils. It's a pleasure to talk to you now. My greetings to South Africa, right?
Thank you. Yes, yes, absolutely. In the most wonderful end of the world, which is Cape Town.
Yeah, it is definitely
A lot warmer than Berlin right now, I take it.
Yeah, we just had snow, so it's quite cold in Berlin.
No, we definitely don't have snow. We've got blue skies and sun. Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for spending the time with us here at PKF Hotel Experts in conversation with Fraunhofer Institute. I've heard of it, of course. Many other people may, but there may be some out there that have not. What does the Fraunhofer Institute IAO mean, and what do you do there, and why?
Yeah, Fraunhofer is at least the biggest research organization in Europe. We have a focus on applied sciences. So we really focus on coming up with solutions and innovations for the industries. And so we are application oriented. We work in every business field, in every industry, together with the partners in the respective sectors. And the Fraunhofer IAO, which you just mentioned, is where I have the pleasure to work. It's located in Stuttgart, and in English, it's the Fraunhofer Institute for Industrial Engineering.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of research in the field of future office, the future work, and from there, I started with the research of the future hotel, because when you think about the future of work and where are people going to work, where are they doing to work and travel because of business reasons, then it's not such a big step to end up with the question, and where do they live while traveling? Where do they work when they are abroad? And so in the year 2008, in this institute, I founded the research network FutureHotel with the question, what does a hotel of the future look like? What are the relevant trends and developments, and how can we come up with concepts, solutions, innovation in this field? So yeah, this is what Fraunhofer is all about research and innovation. And my special field is hotel and tourism.
So this last year, your mind must have worked overtime, because so many trends were suddenly accelerating, and people were working from home who didn't know home office. They were working in reconditioned hotel rooms and whatever. So there must have been, I can just imagine what went on in your mind over the last 12 months.
Honestly, there was not so much new ongoing. Why? Because we are looking at trends over a long-term perspective. So already in the year 2008, when we started the project, our perspective and our look on future scenarios was up until the year 2020, 2030, also 2050 was a perspective. And following these trends and developments, they are mega trends. They are not changing from one day or from one year to the next. So today we still have the same trends to follow as before the pandemic. The difference is that the pandemic changed a lot, and it works as a catalyst. Some developments were already there or could be felt and seen in advance. But now with the pandemic, it had much more speed at the end, and it came earlier than expected. For example, topics of digitalization or topics of sustainability developments as well. What you just mentioned, the topic of remote work and home office, for example, in different industries and fields, we knew already that this is a huge trend and development in all countries and in different sectors. And we researched on this topic for many years already. Now it was like an accelerator, the pandemic. Now we had to do it. So it was not anymore or any longer a question of, do we want to work at home or do we want to work in the office? We had to follow the rules, work at home. And this just as an example that we don't have really new trends arising due to the pandemic, but we experience speed up in different fields and topics. And for sure, also the pandemic came across with many challenges for the hoteliers, for the tourism sector, and for all the other industries as well. Yeah.
Fascinating stuff, and the megatrends. Now, going back to the studies that you did and that you continue to do, we touched on working from home. Digitalization is a very broad field. Where are sort of some of the, and we could sit here probably for hours and talk, but we only have a few minutes, unfortunately. Where are you seeing, share with us, please, some of the megatrends that you see in our field, in hotels? Where do you see things going already, or where you say, look, another couple of years and we'll be there?
One thing is that we have the topic of digitalization and technologization. There are so many technologies out there. And if you think, when did you first learn about AI? Maybe it's not 10 years ago. No. It's a short-term development, at least for us as consumers. There are so many other topics like chatbots, big data, data analytics. 10 years ago, only a few people talked about data analytics and this stuff. So there are many new technologies out there, and now we will experience an immense development, how to use this technology and what are the positive effects when we have a convergence of all these technologies. You can look at these technologies single by single. Ask yourself, if you integrate a sensor in the bathroom or in an entrance area, what can be the effect? This can be use cases which are relevant and interesting, but we will experience that if we bring together different technologies and interconnect them, that we come up with completely different use scenarios and use cases, business cases and business models. One topic is the smart hotel, the smart hotel building that offers smart services, which means that we have a building and services that are connected with digitalization and digital solutions. And I think that this is a huge trend that has a big impact on our industry, because it has an effect on the comfort for the hotel guests. It has an effect, a positive effect, if we do it right, on the work processes with our employees. They can work more flexible. They can work more free with their decision making and have more information available at the right time when they need it, or location based. And last but not least, all these smart solutions can be used in order to push sustainability of a hotel and a building. And this is also a very important mega trend, as we all know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think it's something which we need to push a lot harder and to really make it happen, because we've also, I think, we've also been speaking about it for a very long time, and it's still not being implemented as much as it should be. And as it now, I mean, with a lot of solutions being available, it can be done. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, it wasn't as easy, and we were just looking at water and maybe a little bit of electricity, but there's so many other things that one can look at now. I want to just pick on one thing before I let you tell us about the other megatrends maybe, but something which has been in development and being practiced in some hotels is the automated check-in. You know, me gaining access to the car park, but also to my guest room and whatever you. And it's something which many hotels are doing. But if I look at the whole market, I think, and you've got the figures probably, that it's still not nearly 50% that have adopted it. Is it the provider, i.e. the hotels, or is it the guest who is slow in adopting it? Because I personally, I love it. I would much rather chat to a receptionist than fill in a whole questionnaire of things that I need to, with address and whatever, which can all be done automated now.
Yeah, it's diverse. It's not the fault of one stakeholder or one person at the end. It's really a complex topic. Why don't we have the digital check-in implemented in every hotel on the planet? We just published a study about this topic, the Smart Hotel Room. It's available in English and German for those who are interested. And what we found out is that first, for many, many years, hoteliers were used to ask their hotel guests what they want to experience. And then they came up with a product at the end. If you ask someone, hey, would you prefer to go to a reception and talk to a real human? Or would you prefer to do everything yourself by using technology? It is true that most people answer, I would prefer to go to a real human. Why? Because they do not trust in technology. Because for many, many years, technology was still work in progress. And we experienced in many different fields that technology is not reliable. That it might happen that our smartphone is not working when I want to open my hotel room with it. That maybe as a tourist in a city, someone has stolen my smartphone and I have to worry, how can I access the hotel now? So a human is more trustworthy, but it's, especially when it comes to technology and smart services, it's always a matter of, did you ever experience such a service? And was it a great experience? Once you experience this, you will say, I don't need a person anymore. I want to talk to humans, but I don't need them to enter the hotel or enter my hotel space. But it's a huge learning process at the end. And it's all about trying out and experiencing it. So this is also the reason. As a hotelier, you need to be very innovation oriented to decide, okay, I know that most customers, if I ask them by using a survey, they do not ask for this feature. But I know it will be a successful feature, so I decide to implement it. And now imagine you are the manager or the owner of a huge global hotel chain. It is an immense effort to bring such a technology in different countries with different law rules and regulation, with different customers. And then you have to train the staff as well, not only to buy the technology and to implement it. So these are all quite challenging tasks. And this is a reason why, since the first idea was existing that we could implement a digital check-in process, until the year 2021, when we know the technology is out there and it just makes sense, it's a huge development process, and it takes a long time because there's much to do on this way.
I find it fascinating that it does take such a long time, to be honest, because I think it's so much nicer to have somebody there who can speak to me, because we also know there are, electronic with artificial intelligence, electronic concierge or whatever. There, I personally would much rather have a real concierge, a real receptionist, a real host or hostess who can talk to me, who can find out where my interests lie and whatever, rather than asking me whether I had something from the minibar or when I'm checking out and how am I paying, because that can all be done on an app right now. My goodness, the time is.
Do I have to? Can I add something? 2 more minutes.
Please do 1 more minute. Absolutely.
Great. Another reason is that I talked about technological convergence, but let's talk about the interfaces between software programs and sensors and technology that need to be implemented in order to achieve the status of a smart hotel. And this is something that just developed over the past years. For many years, we really had serious issues to bring together the existing software programs and new technologies in a hotel and make them connect with each other. But this is the basis to start being smart as a hotel and have the processes in that way. So yeah, we are still in a process of change, and there's still a lot of development and a lot going on. But I am very much looking forward that until the year 2030, we will see many smart hotels out there, because it just makes sense. And
I'm
now
looking
the
forward
technology is there.
Because as we chatted before this call, I'm very passionate about it myself. As long as, and that's where again as a hotelier I feel very strongly, as long as the guest is in the center, whatever makes the guest journey easier and the guest centric aspects easier also to take care of, whatever, then all that is very much worthwhile. And I think it's there's a lot of innovation coming, and there's a lot that will be done in the future. Vanessa, thank you so much for your time. We ran over a little bit, but it was really, really interesting. I hope that we can stay in touch and chat maybe some more in the next few months. I wish you well. Stay warm up in Berlin, and until very, very soon. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Nils. It was my pleasure.
Bye-bye.